What would you do to save on taxes? Study enough history, and you'll see that many have literally started revolutions to save on tax. Every American school kid learns the story of the tea tax that sparked a revolution back in 1776. Up here in Canada, we remember Prime Minister Borden introducing federal income tax in 1917 to fund World War I, a tax that at the time was intended to just be a temporary measure. And being polite, passive Canadians, we just took him at his word. Temporary measure. Wouldn't that be nice? But oppressive taxes are as old as civilization itself, and so if you can't eliminate them, you may as well learn to play the game so that you don't have to pay more than you need to. So in this video, I'm going to walk through the 4 ways you can proactively manage your Canadian personal tax situation so you can keep more of your money and see less of it fly over to Ottawa. And hopefully we do this without sparking any revolutions either. In a few weeks, I'll come back with round 2 on the same topic, loaded up with 5 more ideas to save tax. It is tax season after all. Make sure you don't miss that video, so hit the subscribe button below to make sure that lands in your feed when we do in fact release it. Real tax planning tries to reduce the amount of taxes you pay for the rest of your life, not just this year. So let's start with the big 4 ways that you can set yourself for a better tax position next year. Up first, RSP contributions. Contributions to a registered retirement savings plan, or RSP, they reduce your taxable income in the year that they are made. The money can be invested and it can grow tax deferred until withdrawal, typically during retirement when the tax rate is assumed to be lower than during your working years. Now, this is especially beneficial for high income earners who are looking to defer taxes to a period with potentially lower tax down the road. So as an example, if you make $250,000 and you make a $30,000 RSP contribution against this year's income, you'll produce tax savings of approximately $17,000 based on that single decision. And because tax rates in Canada are progressive, meaning the more you make, the higher the percentage of the tax that you pay. If you make less, say $100,000, and make the same $30,000 RSP contribution, your savings won't be $17,000. It'll be more like $8,600. So your level of income here is the biggest determinant of whether this makes sense for you or not. Up next, tax-free savings account investments. TFSA accounts, they allow investments to grow tax-free, and withdrawals are not taxed. So unlike the RSP, though, you don't get to deduct your contributions against your income. So 2 ways this can help you pay less tax. Number 1, high-income earners can use TFSAs to supplement their retirement income without increasing their tax burden during those years. So it can help you manage your tax bill in retirement by having another bucket from which to draw on. And number 2, if you have personal cash on hand, say earning interest income at the bank or in a regular investment account, a non-registered account or an open account, and you also have unused TFSA contribution room, you're absolutely paying more tax than you need to. You may as well be giving your money away to the CRA. By the way, if we haven't ever met, I'm Steve Willems. I'm a wealth advisor here with the Willems Wealth Planning Group in BC. We started this channel to help you plan for your own retirement, helping you think about how to plan and arrange your investments, your income streams, and ideally have you pay less tax along the way. Up next is income splitting. Income splitting is the process that involves transferring income to family members in lower tax brackets. Now, the government in the last number of years has narrowed the possibilities to do this, but there are still 2 common ways, and those ways are through a spousal RSP contributions and paying salaries to family members for legitimate work in a family business. These 2 methods reduce the overall tax burden by taking advantage of lower tax rates for those family members. A third could be RESPs, as your after-tax dollars go into the account to fund it as, say, the grandparent or the parent, and then when the money comes out, a portion of it is going to be taxed in the hands of the child, of the grandchild, who nearly always will be in a lower tax bracket. The next way you can crush your tax bill is by optimizing the type of income your investment strategy produces. Here in Canada, foreign dividends and interest are taxed at the top marginal rate, while capital gains are taxed much more favorably. Half of the gain for capital gains is tax-free. So by focusing on investments that yield capital gains for you, you can benefit from a lower tax rate because half of it was free. As an example, here's a fund from Sun Life, though we could pick one from any company. Pretty common to see this type of a product in many group RRSP plans or accounts that you might have. It's called the Granite Balanced Portfolio. If you look, they pay an annual distribution, which is made up of a split between income and capital gains. Last year, the income part of the distribution represented about 1.73% of the total value, and the capital gain represented about 2.31% of the total value that you'd have invested. This is back in 2022. So let's say you've got $1 million in this account. It was a part of a group plan, but not a group RSP, so the tax does, in fact, matter. On $1 million in a regular investment account, you're going to have upwards, in this case, of $40,000 of distributions that are going to hit your tax return. And most people totally miss this. Often when we chat with people, they think that they have their situation buttoned up. And often it just takes us a couple minutes to spot opportunities that had been hiding in plain sight all along. If you'd like us to help you implement some of these, we set aside a few time slots every week to help people who we aren't already working with to save on taxes. If you'd like to grab one of those time slots, I'll put a link in the description below. Anyway, I hope that helps you think through your own journey. Stay tuned for round 2, which will come next week. Until then, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.